Yeah, so I was telling, you create a search. First go to google.com/alerts. Then paste a string and update alert as it happens. So as soon as person updates the profile, you'll get an email notification. Now, if you see, these are all the alerts I've created. Companies, employees firing or CTO with this and all. So okay, this is alerts. So like this, I'll be keep getting the alerts. So I'm trying to target the companies which are firing or laying off or terminating due to this COVID. I'm trying to target such kind of a companies and source profiles from there. So this is a news alert which I've created. Let me see in case. So, okay. Yeah, when I was working for Canada location years ago, during that time I've created this. So like this, as soon as the person has updated the profile, I'll get the alert here. Now it is gone because it's quite old one. As it happens, Dutch, okay, this was a job ad. Okay. Yeah, like this you'll get it. As soon as the person updates, you'll get it. So three ways. One, we'll have to create a custom search engine so that we have this option sort by. Third, when I'm using it, I'm saying within past 1 week or past 1 month. The best thing is Google Alert. Are we good? Yeah, Biswajit, did I answer?
Yeah, Shiva, that's really like thanks a lot.
Yeah. Any other
So
questions? Yeah.
yeah, so you just mentioned that when you click on I'm open to jobs in your LinkedIn profile,
Okay.
so the recruiter will be able to see that. So I just wanted to ask you one thing, like let's say if I'm a recruiter and I don't have LinkedIn Recruiter with me, like I'm just
Exactly.
using the free version of it.
That's where,
So will I
yeah.
be able to view the profile?
No, will not be able to, because see, if this people has enabled this option over here that they're open to job, and in LinkedIn Recruiter, that feature is matching that database over here and showing me how many people has enabled that they are open to job, and that is where from I can see those results. So I open those
Okay.
results here in LinkedIn Recruiter, then I go to their public profile and try to see in case if that option is coming to me or not. It's not coming. Okay, rare cases I did explode in case if I can get that kind of a data by using open for new opportunities as a string. Let's see in case if that works. I think it had worked earlier once. This is again additional advanced thing, which is going to be done another part of it. Why did I use like this software and within the bracket software engineer or developer? So it will give me the results of software and either engineer or developer or programmer. And that is where if you see I'm opening with one bracket, but I'm closing with another bracket because this is one set where I wanted a result. And this is second set in addition to. So in combination to in URL and open for new opportunities, and then this we'll cover it later. Let me not get in depth into that now. Bangalore. Okay, one profile I got. All this anytime. 12 we got. If you see open for new opportunities.
I think you can use Bangalore and BLR options as well. You have only mentioned Bangalore.
Yeah, open for new opportunities. I think that feature gone. In between for a couple of weeks, I've seen that was working, but after that they removed, I guess, because that's actually the money making feature for them. Why they let you for free? But otherwise, she has written like this. But I remember there was one particular tab coming in, even in a free results, stating that they're open for new opportunities.
Correct.
Like this. Okay, open to new opportunities. Let me use this. Open to. So this is again a part of text only person written it manually. There used to be a tab like this. Highlight one mutual connection. No, that's gone. But otherwise, creating a search alert is the best one.
So even if even if a candidate creates a job search alert, even if he just mentions himself as open to new opportunities, and if I don't have the recruiter version of it, so if I create an alert, will that be visible to me?
See, two things. One is person is enabling from here. This data will not be visible. But when I'm enabling from here, more likely I'll update my profile also. I'll do some addition in my profile. It will never happen that a person has enabled for a new opportunity and he's not updating his LinkedIn profile if they're using it so actively. Let's suppose if I'm open for new opportunity, I'll go that I'm open for new opportunity. I'll enable that option. And also I'll add some additional work what I've done here. in this part or in this part, wherever.
Correct.
So very unlikely the person is not adding any details, not even one single word, not even one single alphabet, and going back and only enabling that he is open for new opportunity. Very unlikely.
Okay.
Okay, there are going to be some of the advanced sessions we are going to cover there as well. So that's fine. But if you have some immediate openings and if you're looking for, have one content search also. So one is like you have already a text thing. Here you have such results like this. These are all the people now open for new opportunities. They have updated in the field. There is no way that we can X-ray LinkedIn feeds. This is LinkedIn feed and these are LinkedIn feeds. There is no way that we can X-ray this content. But this content has a
Correct.
huge data. That's where I just go, give whatever I wanted to search. And from here, people, jobs, companies, school, groups, I have a content. Now if you see this is enabled as content. By default, it will be as people or jobs, but you'll have to click this and click on content. This one, and then there is a slide share. Now where this resume might have gone, where this data might have gone, this data might have gone in slide share. We'll X-ray slide share in our next session. Till then, just to give a hint, uh, this is how it's going to look like.
Okay.
This was specifically for the diversity. So these are all the resumes now. Do image search, use tools, go to color, do black and white. You have all the resumes. And that's a huge data.
Wow.
This is really like we are diving in an ocean.
So there are going to be a lot of advanced sessions. So we are just in our second, third, fourth
Again,
session.
sure, we can have recent ones, right?
Recent one, old one. It's a huge data. Okay. Hope we are
Yes.
good for today's session. So what we
Yes.
have wanted to do is like one is a workshop. So yeah, I'm really excited to see that workshop was quite well and we were able to see such a good strengths without any flaws. Keep on practicing. These are just the basic. Unless our basics are not hands-on, we'll not be get to the advanced level of it. And I'm telling you again and again, the advanced level is going to be means very insightful. There's a lot of learning. If you learn all those, means today in market, if you go, really don't think so. There are many people who would know all this. People will be really
Yeah,
astonished
Shiva.
to see, huh?
Yeah, that is what like a lot of people they just do some search and all via their HR profile links. they do not go and know that how to actually debug and all those things. And this is
Hmm.
really insight for us also.
Hmm. So learn, it has a huge opportunity. And now as a trend changing for work from home, a trend on sourcing is going to increase a lot. Anyhow, there is a
Correct.
trend in a product companies. There are sourcing teams are separate, and front ending client recruiting teams are separate. Like in Amazon, we have a different teams. One is only for sourcing, who only mines the data, who only gets the profile from the various sites, GitHub, Stack, all Stack, various sites, the entire web. Because kind of a profiles, what such kind of a product company needs Google, Amazon, Uber, they barely exist in a Naukri or Monster. So maybe a 50% of crunch is available in LinkedIn, but there is still 50% data which is not even on LinkedIn. But they're
Correct.
an excellent developers. Where we'll get that? We get from such kind of activities. We get it from Quora, where the people are engaged in question and answer. We get it from Stack Overflow, where people are engaged in coding discussions and sharing their codes or editing others' codes. GitHub. So, so to get to that level, these basics should be really good. These are very basics, and this has to be hands-on. Like if you can just see, as I mentioned, this is one of my custom search engine. It would take a lot to scrape a data from these many search engines: GitHub, Codeforces, Super User, Hacker or Hacker Rank, Stack Exchange, Behance, Stack Overflow, Hire Me, SlideShare, WordPress, Ask1to. If I'm searching for Android developers, I would go to Play Store and X-ray Play Store itself. I just have to type in location. So these are all the Android apps people have created and hosted on their Play Store. Okay, maybe there might be individual people also. So I can see how many downloads this particular app has got, what are the rating. Then if I scroll down, okay, see his personal email ID. I'll go here. Now all are coming, I'll say. There are some 201 downloads for this. So there might be some individual contributors who wanted to come as a startup, but for some or the other reason, they could not make their startup exposed or success. They would have developed some of the apps and hosted in a Google Apps in Play Store. So they're kind of means a very potential data. Person has created entire end-to-end app and uploaded in the Play Store. What kind of Android skills he might be having, and they might not be available on LinkedIn or where I'm searching for in Naukri or Monster. So many companies now, means most of the companies has changed, and many big product companies or big service companies, they are changing the things. They're making a sourcing as a separate department and a recruiting as a separate department. Recruiting is nothing but who interacts with the clients, with the stakeholders, and do the event planning, event management and all. But wherein sourcing people are like who keep on building the pipe of potential candidates, engage them on a longer run. And if you see some of my LinkedIn post, you will see some of the groups of SD interview questions or Amazon interview dates and updates, or about the interview tips. What I'm trying to do is like basically I'm trying to engage them so that on longer run I'm able to use that particular data. I'm trying to post some of the SD interview related questions, so that in the particular group, few of the groups I have on WhatsApp, few of the groups I have on this thing, what we say, Telegram, because WhatsApp has a limitation of only 257, and there are like 3 to 4 groups which has already been full. So we have created one Telegram group. So software developers are coming there and discussing about the software development topics. So what's happening there? One is the engagement. Other thing, the community itself is helping each other to practice. And 90% of the time, an excellent software developer also do get rejected. The reason, because 90% of the times software developers do get rejected, not because they're not good at what they're doing in their current job, or not because they're not a good coder. They simply get rejected because they're not prepared. Interviews are also something like that. Preparation is the most important. That is something like how much ever throughout a year we study, but before a day of exam, we still revise something and go to exam. All right.
Yeah, sure.
Good. So there's a lots of learning. So keep on joining. Don't give up. Keep on practicing up. Ping me anytime in case if you have any of the doubt. I would be glad to help you out. Or any topics, any tips, any questions, any tricks from your end also, please feel free to share. We all are here to learn. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Shiva.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Good night.
Yeah, bye-bye. Good night.